You are at the first Lingua Musica show, and it's all coming to fruition tonight live at the White Horse in Black Mountain and also online at linguamusicalive.com, where we're bringing everybody into the conversation. I'll be able to see the comments that you're tweeting with the Lingua Musica hashtag. That is the # Lingua Musica. You put that up on Twitter and we'll be able to see it. I'll be able to interject perhaps some of the better comments into the live conversation that we're having tonight. And so I'd like to go ahead and let the panelists introduce themselves, starting with Carol Rifkin.
I'm Carol Rifkin. I host This Old Porch, co-host with John Fowler on WNCW. I've been a performer all my life. I went on the road with the Greengrass Cloggers 32 years ago, and I think I played every folk festival on the North American continent in a short period of time. And I have a band called Paul's Creek. I'm an entertainment columnist for the Asheville Citizen-Times. And I talk with Joe a lot on what it is. Joe, who am I handing the mic to next?
Hey folks, my name is Bob Hinkle. I'm one of the two folks who own White Horse Black Mountain, where we are originating, along with my lovely wife Kim. I think I'm the oldest panelist. I think that's safe to assume. And so I've done the most, not all of it pride-worthy, but I've done the most. If you go back before electricity, I was an artist too and made records, and I think I've played once in each of the contiguous 48 states, at least. Some I wished I hadn't, but I have played in all of them. I was a personal manager for 15 years and either managed or co-managed the Jay Giles Band and Harry Chapin and Tom Chapin and Manfred Mann and the Earth Band, and some people I'm leaving out, but a whole bunch of folks. And these days, aside from running the White Horse, I run a consultancy for folks who are trying to get from A to Z in the music business, and have worked with the Smithsonian Institution and several different divisions of the Bertelsmann Music Group and a whole lot of artists and companies and so forth. And so here I am. Who's going next, Joe?
I think we'll give it to River.
All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is River Gargarian. I've been playing music from a very young age. I've been playing most of my life. I've been born in Montreal, Canada. I lived in New York City for a while. I went to conservatory there, and I was very lucky to play all different kinds of music, from the most abstract and avant-garde jazz music to modern chamber music. Was a freelance percussionist in New York and composer, and got to play with people like Steve Reich and John Cage, all the way to playing just really funky jazz clubs to, you know, playing Lincoln Center and Carnegie Hall. So there's not one kind of gig you could think about that I haven't done, or one kind of people that I've played for. And then in the early 90s, I felt a change happening in my life. I sold everything I owned, had a backpack and a frame drum, and lived off the grid for about 5 years, and mostly in a wildlife sanctuary in the Himalaya Mountains. And there I still played, but I wasn't thinking about the gig or the audience or who to please or the grant or the commission or so on and so forth. I just got back into the nature of my original essence of why I picked up my first drum when I was 6 or 7 years old. And it was fascinating, and it was good to get back into that, because when I slowly came back into civilization, when I came here in 1999 to Asheville, it allowed me to really try to pursue the music that I've always kind of heard in my head and felt in my body. And living in Asheville, there's different influences than just living in a big city and being in touch with natural biorhythms and so on and so forth. And what thrills me about being here today with the panelists is that, you know, I think this whole structure of music and everything is changing and has to change, and us as musicians have to be with the change that's happening, whether it's economically or abstract-wise or internally. So, looking forward to that. Mr. Fred?
My name's Fred Mills, and as you're going to rapidly find out, I'm the one non-stage performer up here, and you will find out more about that in a few minutes, but I have made music part of my life, my entire life. I'm currently the editor of Blurt magazine and also the overseer of blurt-online.com, and going back to my teenage years, I was working on a punk rock fanzine back in the late 70s, and somehow found an accidental career in music journalism. But like I said, I don't get on stage for a living. I sit behind a computer for a living. But I found in working with Joe and Carol and Bob and some other folks on the What It Is show down at WNCW that it's an ongoing dialogue, it's a natural dialogue, and being able to be up here with these folks and continue it in a broader forum is just a golden opportunity for me. So I'm somehow furthering this accidental career, and I'm real pleased to be here.
My name is Jay Sanders, and I've done quite a few different things in music. I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee. I've spent about 15 years playing in a band with this kind of fellow here called Acoustic Syndicate. We've been playing all over North Carolina and all over the United States. I spent a couple years playing with a band called Dawn of the Buffalo. I think I'm too shy from playing in 48 of the contiguous states. Definitely been around. We'll talk about it. Yeah. So I have a lot of great love of music and a great passion for it, and it's driven almost every decision that's ever been made in my life. But on top of that, I kind of wear two hats. I also work on the other side of the fence. I do computer programming and work for a company called Creative Allies, where we're building a website that is trying to sort of crowdsource creativity and art between different types of people out there who may or may not have an opportunity to have their art seen and present it to big name musicians and really get it out there, try to make a name for themselves. So it's a really cool thing, and to be on both sides of the fence and watch the whole machine work. It's definitely a weird, amoebic, flexible thing that is in a big state of flux, and it's really interesting to watch it all go down.
I'm Steve McMurray, and I drive a truck, and I'm not really sure why I'm here. But no, I play with Acoustic Syndicate and have for the last 15 years, but I sort of segued out of the music business over the last 5 years and just have stricken it down to a part-time level, but I'm still involved with it, and I still think a lot about it. And I try to keep on the knowing side of what's going on with shows like What It Is and good shows, good radio shows like WNCW puts on and everybody else. But I am a farmer by trade, and I have another job with the North Carolina Department of Transportation where I operate heavy equipment, which gives me a lot of time to think. So I try to keep my brain working and try to understand what's happening in the world of music, because I don't want to lose touch, because I'm a huge fan, and I always considered myself a student of music, and it's important to me. It's part of my life. It's part of who I am. It shaped me as a younger man, and I want to stay in touch with that side. And as I get a little bit older, I realize that that's something that I need to embrace and not let go of, and I want to stay involved. So anyway, I play part-time in Acoustic Syndicate. We play about, 12, 15 shows a year. And then I spend the rest of my time tilling the earth and moving heavy equipment for the DOT.
Thanks, Steve. And that's what brings us all together here tonight at the White Horse and Black Mountain and online, is the love of music. And that's what we're going to be sort of working out, finding out that common ground in the conversations that we're about to have. But for right now, we'd like to give it on over to our band, Floating Action.
Nothing like you want me to. exactly like you want me to. All my hope, it dashes on the rocky bank for to walk. If only to connect with you one day. If only to connect with you one day. I glow, nothing like you want me to. All my hope, it dashes on the rocky bank for to walk. If only to connect with you one day. If only to connect with you one day.
Thank you.